Alright, this is Christopher Davis. I'm running around the Minecraft world, and it's fairly interesting. I've never played this game. I'm familiar with it. I've got some friends who've played it. So I'm not quite sure what exactly I wanted to talk about this week, but I think it's gonna be less about Minecraft, a little bit more about technology and games in general. So the assignment says pick a specific challenge you have and talk about that, and I'm a good student, so I've got to like say what the assignment says, right? And interestingly enough, I want to talk about some of the technical limitations, because 2 weeks ago my computer died, which was quite sad. I mourned it. And this week, last Tuesday actually, I got my new computer, got it set up. Minecraft is actually the first game I have installed on it, which is, I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. But the problem is I'm not hugely familiar with Windows 10. So I know how Windows works, but I'm not familiar with Windows 10. And I'm doing all these things trying to get it set up and my accessibility options all together, and things are in different places, and the on-screen keyboard looks different. So it's just challenges, right? But as I go into Minecraft and I'm looking at the tutorial and moving around doing this, I actually left-hand my mouse. So I'm clicking around and I immediately see that my mouse button isn't working. I walk up and the first little thing, it says use the right click. Well, for me, that's actually the left click, because my mouse is inverted buttons, which is not a big deal, and left-handed people are discriminated against, right? I say this somewhat facetiously. But one of the things about left-handed mice is it doesn't make a lot of sense to WASD, W-A-S-D, when you do that. So the technical challenge that I had right at the start was I just had to switch the controls. And so I went to arrow keys, right? Left hand, left, right, down. But that takes a little bit of know-how, and that's okay. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, kind of about the use of games, the use of applications for not just education but for assessment, is the authenticity of the game. So you see me here, I'm punching something and it keeps regenerating, right? Well, that's not actually the rules of the game. So this world has broken the rule of the game in order to create a learning experience. At which point you go, well, why are you using the game? And I don't really have a good answer to that, but I think it's an interesting temptation. So as I read through the module this week, the person who wrote it made a big deal of saying Minecraft is a sandbox. And this is correct, but he actually used the term somewhat incorrectly, I felt, in the module. The term sandbox, in a gaming sense, refers to a game without a series of linear objectives. Okay, so a game with linear objectives says do A, then do B, then do C. And a sandbox game says here's a world, go explore, go play. Now that's one of the reasons Minecraft is popular, and it's some people claim it's the first sandbox. It's not, but without giving you a lesson in gaming history, which you don't really want nor need, I'll just say that like I said, it's powerful because it's a sandbox. However, you will notice that this tutorial has managed to eliminate all the sandbox features of Minecraft. It is the other type of online game, which we call a theme park. Okay, and a theme park is thus named because you basically run around and go on rides. I'm trying to figure out how to get back in the little place here. I can't remember where the entrance was. I can't see it. I have a hard time seeing how to go back. Is this it? Alright, there we go. Okay, whoop, whoop, whoop. So, there's this area here that I can't go into, so that's frustrating. You see all these "you cannot dig here" messages. In a game called Minecraft, the error message of "I cannot dig" seems somewhat inauthentic. But if you go through and you do these things, and you see this, it's like, if I can get back up through this water bit here, which I don't know if I can. Come on, person. I'm only supposed to make a 3-minute assignment. If it goes longer because of this, I blame someone else. Alright, come on, get up, jump. Okay. Alright, so here, this one says, great, now swim in this flowing water, and this one back here says something about wrong way. This one says hold space to swim to the surface. I get it, it's a tutorial. But this sign, this whole wrong way thing, this is not a sandbox. This is a theme park game. So you have essentially taken a game that is famous for being a sandbox and removed all these sandboxy components of it and made it into a theme park, which Mook himself would be blasphemized by this. He's fortunately anyway. So I have no comments on that other than to say that if you're going to use a game for assessment, are you making a basically what this is this is a really complicated PowerPoint. You know, hold here, click here. And the only thing I'm actually doing is I'm arrow keying and I'm hitting the space bar and I'm clicking my mouse, and that's it. So you want to talk about learning, I already knew how to use the arrow keys on my keyboard. I already knew how to use my mouse, and I already knew how to hit spacebar. So where's the learning? What they're trying to do is teach me the rules of a world, which is okay, but frankly the real world is not Minecraft. And the Minecraft world, its own rules are inauthentically represented here. So, I love using games in classrooms. I like using games. This particular implementation seems to me quite disingenuous to the thrust of why a game like this would be useful, would be appropriate. If you want a sandbox game and you don't want a theme park game, then by God, don't make your sandbox game into a theme park. There are plenty of other theme parky settings. Why would you do this? Because this just the effort here is impressive. The amount of time that this must have taken to put together is interesting. I fell down something. Okay. Again, so this says W, but I'm using arrow keys, and like I said, they can't account for that, but I still can't dig here. I don't know what these blue blocks are, but they keep coming back, which they shouldn't. That's weird. Looks like the ceiling has collapsed. Oh, press is misspelled. Press space to jump. Cool. Awesome. Oh no. Yep, didn't work. So there are no real consequences for messing up. And I tried to jump in the lava, but I can't, because I can't get through this blocks, and I can't punch my trees to make my shovel, or however the hell this game works. Okay. Alright, that's it. I'm just gonna say I'm still skeptical at this minute, because the amount of effort that has been put into this is not appropriate to the learning tasks at this point, which are: can you hit forward on your keyboard, can you hit your spacebar, and can you click your mouse button? So that's my worry with any games. Anytime you're trying to teach students something with technology, you have to teach them to use technology, and we have to realize that that's a real part of learning. So, alright, I'm way over time. I'll stop babbling and get this posted up. And Jane Bassam had a very interesting reflection that I think I will try and talk about a little more in my blog post. But I think what she's conveying is that we shouldn't think that just because something looks like a game that's inherently motivating for students, because it was in fact quite demotivating for her. And that's quite an interesting point that I think I'll cover more in a blog post, because I'm out of time here. Alright, thanks.